Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raven Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 25 patterns that you should try for spring. And this is not exclusive to Big Five patterns. I'm sharing men's patterns, vintage patterns, free patterns, and some indie patterns. So grab a pen and paper, a snack, and let's get into all of this. So let's jump right into the vintage patterns, and I'm going to start at the very top with this year's arguably most popular vintage pattern, which is Vogue Pattern 2000, the DVF wrap dress. And if you've been subscribed to this channel for a minute, then you know that I have made this dress, and it's honestly one of my favorite makes of this year. And if you haven't bought this pattern, you need to get it now. I mean, I feel like I've seen every variation of the DVF wrap dress, and each one I just love because it really shows like our creativity as makers. And so I know I definitely plan to make a couple of more. I really want to make like a silver or gold lame one for the holidays. I think that'll be chef's kiss, but this is definitely one that I highly recommend. If you do not have it already, if you haven't cut out your pattern pieces yet, just go on and buy it. The next one is McCall's 8358. This is a Laura Ashley vintage dress. This came out with a bang last year, and this is a wrap dress that is reversible, so you can have kind of like a square neckline or like the typical V neckline. And this is also technically a wrap dress, but this is just so cutesy and girly and springy, and I have been wanting to carve out some time for myself to really make this dress, and I'm ashamed of myself that I haven't done that yet. So I'm putting this on my list for April, which I haven't really talked a lot about April yet, but this is something that I want to make this spring. So another vintage pattern, this is Simplicity 9466. Now this is a dress coat pattern that I actually have in my stash, and I pick it up, I put it down, I pick it up, I put it down, and I'm like, oh, I don't have the right fabric. Doesn't seem like it's the right time. And spring is the right time for this. Like, this is giving Easter Sunday. This is giving family photos. This is giving First Lady at the church. This is giving quintessential vintage in my book. So I have this like on my list tentatively for spring, and it's because I want to find the right fabric. But this is a really cute dress. It gives Jackie O vibes. It gives like I said, like Easter Sunday. So definitely pick this up if you haven't already. All right, so let's get into our men's patterns. I have 3 that I want to share with you. So the first one is Julian's Nomi pattern. This is Nomi pattern ME 2079. And if his pants look familiar, he did mention in one of his posts, I believe, that it is very similar to Kichi's, and it's got like that crossover flap like that. So that was really cool. And then it's kind of like a tapered leg, which I also think is really cool too. So if you know anything about Julian's style, it's unique, it's his own, and he just knows how to put like a really good twist on things. So I am very excited for this men's pattern. I can't wait to see this pop up on my timeline for all you guys out there. So this one is Simplicity 9897. This is an easy to sew pattern by Norris Dancerford, and this is a raglan sweatshirt pattern, and you've probably heard me talk about this pattern a little bit on this channel. I am actually looking at this pattern specifically for my own sweatshirt dress, and if you know, then you know. But I think that this is great. I love that it's unisex. I love that it can be a shirt, like a shirt length or a dress length. Like, I think both are great. And I especially love that it's a raglan sleeve. I have really broad shoulders, and even though I'm wearing a drop shoulder sweatshirt right now, I love a good raglan sleeve sweatshirt. So I love this pattern for that. The next one is an indie pattern. This is the Beachcomber, I think that's how you say it, the Beachcomber jacket by Friday Pattern Company. And just like most of her pattern releases, this came out on a Friday. I believe it was like maybe last Friday. And this is a men's pattern. It's a men's like jacket, like almost like a utility jacket. And it is super dope. It's got, you know, all the bells and whistles. It's lined, it's got buttons, it's got pockets, it's got a notched collar. So you have all of those. It checks all the boxes for jackets. And honestly, I feel like sometimes there's not always enough like outerwear patterns for spring. Like, yes, I live in the deep south where it is warm 80% of the time. But I realized too that there are a lot of people that are possibly in the Northeast or the Midwest where it's still kind of chilly out, and these jackets are probably underappreciated by people like me who live in warmer tropics or warmer weather. So this brings me to the 3 indie patterns. So the first one is the fringe dress by Chalk and Notch. I have made this dress before. I love this dress. I actually made mine into a maxi, but I am highly considering making a midi version or a mini version, because midi for me can be kind of awkward with my height, but done the right way, sometimes I can pull it off. But I like this pattern because I love the cuff sleeve. It's not overly complicated. Yes, there's a good amount of pieces, but it's not, like I said, it's not overly complicated, and you can honestly do this in a solid or a woven. I've seen both done really well, and I don't know, this is giving me like white dress beach vibes. And I mean, I know that's more like beach is like more on the summer side, but honestly, it's cute. I like this, and yeah, I'm contemplating making this sooner rather than later. So the second one is the Mabel dress by Tilly and the Buttons. I have made this twice. So I made a short sleeve white version, and I made a sleeveless bias strip ties yellow version, both last summer. But the one thing about the Mabel dress is that there are sleeve variations throughout the views. There's length variations throughout the views. And I think this could be really pretty as a flowy maxi. This could be pretty with longer sleeves. Again, you know, leaning more towards that cooler climate. But this is also a really easy dress. And I love that it's a milkmaid style. And unfortunately, me and milkmaid styles don't always get along. But me and this one in particular, we get along really well. So I highly recommend it. It was something that I was like kind of on the fence about last year, but it was something in the line illustrations that really drew me to it. And I'm glad I trusted those instincts, because it literally became like probably my most worn dress all throughout the summer. So if I had to make this again, I would probably make it into like a nice printed maxi, because that is a variation I don't have already. Okay, so the third one is the Nansu dress, and I am probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this name, so I'm just going to put it at the bottom of the screen for you guys, but it is called the Nansu dress. And someone brought this dress to my attention a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I love this dress. Like, it's such a boho vibe, like chill vibes, but also there are 12 views of this one particular pattern. And even though that sounds like kind of wild, I'm like, I can see it. It makes sense. So the Nansu dress, which is new to me, I haven't made this yet, but I kind of want to make this because, I mean, it's a pattern with 12 views. Like, yeah, I need to buy that. All right, so now we're down to the 3 free patterns. So one of my free patterns is the Orchard dress by Helen's Closet. Now, I believe you do have to sign up for her newsletter to get this dress, but there is the tank top version and then there's the dress version. And I actually have seen a knitted version of this, like a knit fabric version of this in person, and I thought it was gorgeous on this person. But this is kind of like one of those like, hey, I'm just lounging around the house, or hey, just running errands. This is one of those dresses, and I feel like too, like you can add layers to this on the bottom. You could probably add ties. You can lower or raise the neckline. Like, there's a lot of inspiration out there, but this is a dress that you can kind of take to different places if you really, really wanted to. So my second one is the Memoir dress by Mood Fabrics. This is a free pattern by Helen Castillo. And if you know anything about Helen and her journey, she was actually a contestant on Project Runway. And I think she also went through a couple of cycles of Project Runway All-Stars. And I don't know like her full title over at Mood, but I noticed a few years ago, they really started heavily featuring her in like a lot of their online videos and whatnot. So I don't know if she's like an instructor or if there's a partnership there, but regardless, she's got a couple of patterns and this is one of them. And if you remember her journey on Project Runway, this is so in line with her style. She kind of had like that style that was very corsety and romantic, and just like all of those vibes. So I really like this. I think this could be really great. And it's separates. So if you don't like the skirt, you can just do the top or vice versa. And because we know that Mood is known for not having the best instructions for their free patterns, I did kind of scroll through the instructions for this, and the pictures are really clear. You can see what Helen's hands are doing, and it looks like it's fairly step by step, which I can truly appreciate, because there have been times where I've just kind of been like, I already know that the instructions are not going to be great, so why even sew it up? But this specific pattern, and probably the other ones that she has right now that are out under the Mood Fabrics umbrella, they all are kind of very similar in style. And then of course, like I said, the instructions seem like they're pretty good to follow. The third free pattern is the Angie Tank by Lydia Naomi. Now this is a one shoulder tank top, and it's got like two straps here. So there's one strap and then another strap. And I've seen people turn this into a dress. I've seen people put it with some really great like bottoms, like, you know, coordinated bottoms and things like that. So I really like this. It is still a free pattern. I don't know if there's any specific instructions for like how to get the free pattern, but it is out there. There's a ton of inspo for it. It was like wildfire last year when it came out. So go on and grab it. All right, so I'm moving on to the big five. And so there's quite a bit on this list. So if you need to pause this video to like grab a snack or anything, go ahead and do that now. But I am going to be rolling right into this. So for Big 10, let me move my notebook closer. So I have on my list Know Me Pattern 2072 by Aronica, aka Needle and the Bell. And y'all, so she showed me this dress a few months ago, and I was like, I need this. So it's a jumper and it's a dress, and they are both really stunning, really spectacular and beautiful. Like, I love this. And so the wheels are already turning as to how I can like make the jumpsuit, how I can make the dress. And she kind of did like this time-lapse video. I know we shared it on the Simplicity page, but it was a time-lapse video of her actually sewing the jumpsuit together. And in the time-lapse video, you can kind of see how easy this comes together. Granted, it is like in 90 seconds, but there's not a whole lot of steps to this. So I'm really excited for this pattern. I really want to make this pattern, and it's probably easier than you think. All right. Know Me 2078. This is Gwen's pattern. I love this sailor top. I think it is so adorable. Like, I love the little sailor necktie. Like, this is, okay, so let me just break this down. For me, spring is like all things nautical, all things Easter. And I mean, yeah, like groundbreaking, right? But like, I live for a striped moment, a sailor moment in the spring. And this was exactly what I needed. I was like, this is so cute. So I did order her pattern, and I don't know what stripe I'm gonna use yet, but I am excited to make this. I think this is so adorable. So Know Me Pattern 2063. This is Brittany's jumpsuit. I'm actually working on this right now, and y'all, I don't know if maybe I've been like extra tired this week, but I've been taking my time with this pattern because there are lapels, there's a fly front zipper, there's some buttons, and my fabric is seersucker. So sometimes seersucker with like the little bubbles and the wrinkles and stuff, it can be a little challenging, but I am taking my time with this. I'm actually like just wrapping this up today, so be on the lookout for those videos from me. Okay, Know Me 2073. This is Alicia's pattern. I love this two-piece. It's like a two-piece bralette. No, it's a two-piece coordinate, but there's a bralette and then there is a skirt. And in her photos, and then in a post that she posted recently, she goes, you know, I'm wearing my skirt this high because of my profession in real life, which I totally respect. But apparently, I guess it's supposed to be worn lower, but I thought it was cute that high up. So listen, my skirt about to be that high up too. Know Me 2068. This is by Lydia Naomi. And you guys, so I love this. I think this is so cute. It's like a utility dress, and Mimi recently did hers, but she kind of turned hers into like a Chanel dress, which I thought was cool. But this has been giving me like Banana Republic, like old school Banana Republic vibes, right? Like back when I actually used to work there. This was like when I was a teenager. And I think that's what drew me to this pattern, to be honest with you. And so I picked it up, and that yellow back there is what I want to use to make the shirt dress. So stay tuned, y'all. Okay, so the next pattern is Simplicity 9917. This is Mimi G's new dress. I call this like a cupcake dress because the skirt just kind of reminds me of like a cupcake. This is so cute, and it's got the belt that goes with it. I already went ahead and ordered it, and this is on my short list for wedding guest dresses. But I think either length, whether you go the long version or the short version, super cute. Like, you can't go wrong either way. So the next one is Simplicity 9740. This is Mimi G's polo dress. This came out last year, and I have loved this pattern since last year. But again, this is one of those patterns where I have not been able to like go on and get into it, which is a shame because from what I've seen online, it's actually pretty easy to sew up. So I don't know if you can see the yellow, beside the yellow fabric is some houndstooth fabric back there. And I actually plan on making the polo dress with this fabric. So yeah, it's on my list. I'm getting to it right now. Simplicity 9887. So I actually shared this in a haul a couple weeks ago, and this is kind of like a color block dress. We're already seeing some versions of this online. It is absolutely gorgeous. I know that the suggested fabrics on the back are like woven fabrics, but I've been seeing a lot of Ponte knit versions, and it's all just so cute, so gorgeous. And I want to make this, but I'm like low-key scared like I'm gonna like really mess up the color scheme somehow, some way. And yeah, so I just need some courage to get into that one, but I do love this one. Simplicity 9888. Again, I also shared this one in a previous haul, and what I love the most about this is that yes, it is a shirt dress, right? Like, what's so exciting about it? The back has like this cute little cutout at the very base of the back, right? And I just think that's so cute. It's perfect. It's like, yeah, you've got sleeves, but also like, did you see the back? Like, it's perfect for spring. So it's on my list for April, but if I don't get to it in April, then possibly for May. So Vogue pattern 1934. You guys, I have seen a few variations of this. Like, first of all, let me tell you, let me back up. Vogue pattern 1934. I saw this and I was like, it looks like another Vogue dress. But then I saw like a few people make it, and I was like, so tell me more about this Vogue dress. Like, that's literally what happened. And so I love all the details of this. It reminds me of a Zimmerman dress. Of a friend and I, we were talking about Zimmerman dresses and how they just have like a lot of detail on the collar, and then the buttons with the loops and stuff like that. So this dress has a lot of detail, but I think that's why, or I know that's why I really like it. And so the next Vogue sale that comes around, I definitely want to pick this one up. All right, so I need you guys to follow me with this one. This is Vogue 2009, and I know you guys are gonna be like, what, when, where, why, and how? Okay, so I was at work the other day, right? And I saw this dress, but I saw it as a wedding gown in all white. And I was like, I get it now. So like, to me, I feel like this is very cute. It's very Valentine's Day. Like the cover is for me. And I think like it's kind of hard to imagine a little bit like just the line illustrations, even though you can turn it over on the back. Sometimes you can kind of get like lost in what's on the cover and what's in the line illustrations. And when I saw it in white and when I saw it on the bride, I finally understood the beauty of this dress. And I was like, this would actually make a very nice evening dress or a possible wedding dress, or just something for spring, like just something. It was beautiful. It looked gorgeous on this girl. And that's why it's on my list. I'll just say that. Vogue 2006. Now, if the vintage pattern from earlier isn't giving First Lady Sunday church or church on Sunday vibes, this one should really give that to you. And I love it for that. And honestly, it reminds me of an outfit, I think it's by Alexander McQueen, that the Princess of Wales, Catherine, actually wore at an event. And so it's got like that peplum, which is kind of controversial because people were like, I thought we were leaving peplum in like the early aughts, but we're not. Peplum is here, it's back, it's whatever. And I love this because it's got the square neck, it's got the peplum. It's like First Lady at the church who is standing on business, and I love it. And this, because we have a couple of days before Easter, if you're a fast sewer and you can whip this up, my hat's off to you. All right, last and certainly not least, this is a bestseller on the Simplicity website. This is Nikki Brooks' dress, Know Me Pattern 2016, and it's got the poofy sleeve and it's got the gathers on the bottom. It is extremely popular. There is a ton of inspo out there on the internet, and I want to make this dress, but I am actually really scared that the sleeves are going to be too big, and with me being shorter, I have a lot of fears about that. So I am trying to work out how I can make the sleeves work for me, because I do love this dress. But you guys see why it's popular. Like, that's all I gotta say, honestly. All right, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're not following me already, you can follow me at Raven Maureen on other social media sites like Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. See you guys next time.